the national anthem of the Yoruba nation.
Yes, hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you are welcome to another great show. Yes, we are going straight into episode 102 of the Bleeding Edge. Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, from the top, Alaja Folake Alawiye. Yes, good evening, Narada Franklin, Steve Osage. Yeah, a lot of people are probably out there enjoying themselves. Please feel free to share the stream. Go right all the way to the top of the page. Click like and then subscribe, following. From both YouTube and from whichever of the platform on Facebook you're watching the stream. Alaja Idayatu Muriana Folari, good evening, guys. Share it. We're going to do it a little bit different this evening. Today, Saturday, the 16th day of the 10th month of October 2021. The time in London is 21:19, 19 minutes past 9 o'clock London time. Welcome to episode 102 of The Bleeding Edge. Yesterday, I streamed, and some of you, like Elijah that came in, you were watching episode 101. Peter Touch, good evening. You're welcome to the stream, buddy. Yes. Today we are going to do it a little bit different and continue to pass your comment, okay? A little bit different, and you're going to enjoy it. I worked all day today on this presentation, so I want to take each and every one of you down the memory lane. Moses Adebayo, good evening. Good evening to you. I want to take you down memory lane. But before I do that, guess what? You guys will have to be extra careful. Let me warn you. Now, you see this number on your screen. +234 702 575 8456. Take note of this number. It's a Nigerian number. That guy, for the first time, I don't normally take Nigerian calls, especially numbers from Nigeria that are not registered on all my devices. But today, because I've got someone who traveled to location 9, terrible location 9, and I assumed it was that person that actually called me, because there was some stuff we discussed yesterday, and I had thought probably the whole thing must have been sorted out. So I thought that person was the person that called me on this number. This number is a 419. So, but the guy called me. I'll tell you the story, and then said, "Oh, Mr. Frank Bello, I'm this, I'm that," and that he apparently happens to be on Tenny Omologo's platform, and that there is a WhatsApp conference call that they want to put up this evening, and that he will send a code onto my phone, and that code, that I should call those code, and that code will give me access onto the WhatsApp conference call. So perhaps that piece of trash thought, oh, Frank Bello is a mumu man. So I then played him, and I said, oh, he said I should do it now. I said, I can't do it now. I am very, very busy. And hence, I don't normally comment on Tenny Omologo's platform. I mean, I just watch everyone, because Tenny Omologo has got different platform. But I'm going to send warnings to Tenny Omologo that on her platform, on WhatsApp, I know she's got different platforms on WhatsApp group, that many of the people on her platform are already trying to 419 people. I hope, Captain, you'll get through to this message, and you will send it to Tenny Omologo. But be careful. Alaja Folake Alawiye and many of you, look at the number. They probably got too many numbers registered for fraud purposes. If you get any call from any device, any person, be it UK, anywhere, it could come from India, don't send, don't respond, shut them down. If you do, they will hack into your device and you're done. Careful, play safe when you are online. Play safe. Yes, Moses Adebayo, good evening. I've acknowledged you. Mazi Obi Ntodonke Raz, good evening. Yes, I know. You're watching it on YouTube. Yes. Good evening. You were on the show yesterday too. Yeah. Let me take that number. Take note of that number. It's a 419. Fraudsters. Okay. Let me see those that are in. Olatubosun Salako, good evening. Latif Oladipo Usman, good evening. Alaja Folake Alawiye, you said this number called you yesterday. You see? Careful. Careful. When I say we are the worst of our own enemy, the black race, now you are beginning to see that. Yes, Alaja Idayatu, Mariana, you are equally watching on YouTube. Babati, good afternoon. I'm not a senator. I'm not a politician. Lie. Me aron way up in way Jesu. No. Okay, guys, share it now. It's going to be different today. And I want to take you through a terrible journey. It's different. Now, let's start it off. Okay? Listen to this. Oh no, sorry about that. Yes, we're going to do it differently. And I want you to keep your eyes on the screen, all right? This is real democracy, like I put this up today. Yes. Correct. Thank you, Alaja Folake Alawi. You said you blocked.
My job is to serve.
My job is to serve you.
Because if there is one point we politicians need to remember, it is that the people are our bosses.
Yes, the people.
My job is to make your state
Boris
safer.
Johnson,
And we're going to
the British Prime Minister,
20,000 police on the streets, and we start recruiting forthwith. My job is to make sure you don't have to wait 3 weeks to see your GP.
You see that?
And we start work this week.
This week,
20 new hospital upgrades and ensuring that the money for the NHS really does get to the front line. My job is to protect you, your parents,
you see the leadership quality in Boris Johnson
of having to sell your home to pay for the costs of care.
Yes.
And so I am announcing now on the steps of Downing Street,
yes,
that we will fix
British Prime
the
Minister
crisis in social care once and for all with a clear plan we have prepared to give every older person the dignity and security they deserve.
Yes.
My job is to make sure your kids get a superb education wherever they are in the country, and that's why we have already announced that we're going to level up per pupil funding in primary and secondary schools. And that is the work that begins immediately behind that black door. And though I am today building a great team of men and women, I will take personal responsibility for the change I want to see. Never mind the backstop, the buck stops here.
Yes. Conservative. Thank you, Boris Johnson. Okay, now let's go into shithole democracy. Look at shithole democracy. I told you it's going to be different today.
Is it true that on this delegation to London, which is actually a virtual conference, but you're here, as I understand it, paid for by the British government, you have 10 people, you wanted 61 to come,
listen,
reportedly.
Shithole democracy.
It was reduced to 10, and of those 10, you've included in the 10 your wife, your daughter, and your son-in-law.
Shithole democracy.
Everyone has a responsibility, like you just mentioned. It is
listen, black,
that I have
useless black leaders.
They are part,
filthy,
my wife,
rotten black leaders all over Africa.
I have done conferences in Malawi virtually, and over 10 of them. This was an appeal to me to be present here personally in order that we might deal with certain things.
As the president of the country, your foreign minister is back at home,
listen to that.
And in the delegation, you've brought your family.
No, I didn't.
And you
brought his family.
No, don't even use that. I brought Malawians that are doing something along with me on this trip, and they're just as valuable.
Okay, so what, of the 10 people in the delegation, 4, there's 3 of them, apart from you, are members of your family? And that's acceptable, is it? And I say this for somebody who a year ago accused the government, got into power on promising to clear the rubble of...
I can tell you, each one of those have specific functions. And the specific functions are such that
entire family
to be able to attend a meeting like this, I need their services.
Services of family service. Let's 61-year-old shithole Nigeria. Let's see. Cursed democracy. I tagged that.
Nigeria, happy Democracy Day. Press 1 to copy the tune.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures.
Listen to the secret conversation between Kunle and Shetima.
Honestly, I take your congratulations, even though I did it. Because I remember one time when the fighting in Borno, when our people were being killed left and right. Then I said, do you remember one time when our people were being killed in Borno State, left and right, Bauchi, Gombe, everywhere in the north? Of course. I remember you were saying that was there any Southerner among us, we were the one killing ourselves. I always remember this statement, Mr. Kule. But look at this today now. Today our brother is in charge, and I'm sure he made it clear to the world. The first thing he said was that he was moving the command of Nigerian army to Maiduguri and then Boko Haram is over.
See that?
So if not your brother as the president, who will do it for you? But we could have done it to anybody in Nigeria. But you can see that some people refuse to do it for us. So really, today I understand why we have to have the presidency, honestly. No, it's like that, Kule. Kule is like that. Because how can anybody convince us that some miscreants,
you hear that?
Cannot be dealt with by Nigerian army?
You see?
Why can't we believe it was deliberately left? Even if there is no involvement of government hand in it, why can't we believe that it was deliberate? Let them kill themselves. Well, it has come out even very clear, because it was at a point in our campaign, they were saying that by the killings of Boko Haram, there will be no population again.
You hear
in
that?
fact, let me tell you why the North insisted that Jonathan has to go, because we had the plan that if Jonathan continues, the same problem will happen in Kano, the same problem will happen in Sokoto, the same problem will happen in Jos.
Jonathan continued in 2015.
No. We have had a wonderful experience, honestly.
In order to avoid the problem, that's what I said.
So whether he accepted or not, they know what it was clear voting now. What clear done?
Remember what Babangida did for us.
Babangida, you see, what happened was, even when Babangida did it, you understand? Do you get me? The bulk of the population that voted was from the north. And Rini said it. Since Babangida was in Abuja, Governor Rini of Kano State, the former governor of Kano State, he said, if there's Yola in Lagos, Abiola Babangida will have said it is Yoruba that did it. So Abiola should fly to Kano, they will swear him as president, and they will stand their ground. Before we know, they rallied around Abiola, they said, don't go to North, if you go, they will kill you. Maybe so happened. Do you understand? No. So I'm coming now. So Babangida got the...
for many years.
I'm coming now. I'm coming. Before this, we are talking about the cancellation now. The cancellation of the election. And two, didn't you not see that even from the West, there were people who supported there are big men who joined in the cancellation of the election. But whatever it is, at that time, it was nobody was feeling.
Good evening, Emmanuel Evans, China's home, Esther Ewituga. Good evening. Listen, I told you guys we're going to do it a little bit different today. Listen very carefully to the conversation between Ibikunle Amusun and Shetima. Let's roll.
The Yorubas left and right. Babangida was virtually betraying everybody and today have you not seen him on TV? Have you not seen how he was looking? Is God not wonderful?
You see?
Did you not see Babangida? Even though I have promised as from today, so long as he's my brother from the north. Even if it's my brother from the north in Nigeria, fresh, you come out with Nigerian man leg, eat him. I will not say it's bad again. Because I have learned how to support my people from what I have seen with Igbos and some people in Nigeria with Jonathan.
But you must thank God for Yoruba. Yoruba supported by otherwise we don't have.
No, I'm coming, please. I'm coming. Let me tell you one part. I'm coming. Listen to me, Kule. A section of Yoruba supported Buhari. Listen to me, please. Let us make this clear. You understand? We are all politicians.
Yes.
The Tinebus, since 1960s, since the Oyibo left the country, Yoruba was told one word.
Listen very carefully.
We are first Yorubas. You are first Yoruba before you are a Muslim, you are a Christian or Nigerian.
Yes.
So or not so?
Yeah, you are right.
Abi? Okay.
Yes, you are right.
Now, all along, a Yoruba man, whoever he is, whether Muslim or Christian, preferred anybody in this house to rule him than a Hausa man from the north. That's the truth about it. So, fortunately, I'm coming, sir. Let me learn. Fortunately,
follow this trend very
carefully. The center is controlled by non-Muslim, non-Northerners. Are you getting me? And Jonathan, fortunately for the North, Jonathan decided to use religion and slice the Yorubas to the extent, for the first time, Yorubas were divided religiously. To the extent Muslims Yorubas stood their ground and said they were not supporting Jonathan. They even refused to attend the meetings of the Jonathan. The papers are there, their statements are there in the papers. So or not so, sir?
No, I like it.
Read it, it's there. That's the truth. It's there.
Listen.
Even when he went, there were some few Muslim leaders who met Jonathan. The Supreme Council of Islam of Western Nigeria or Yoruba land came out clearly and said no, they disagreed. Do you get me? We know the population of Yoruba close to 80%, or let's say close to 60% are Muslim. This man constituted a national conference. This is the Yorubas that were saying it. We read it and we had them saying it. So that succeeded in dividing the Yoruba themselves. Now, two, the humiliation, whatever they did to us, our own was that let them kill us and reduce our population. But at least they still know that we are significant politically and they allowed us to maintain some position. But in the case of Yorubas, they were sliced out of the whole system. So or not so. That was how Tinubu and
the issue of Boko Haram, if we have to talk about Boko Haram, it's not from the south now.
I am coming now. Let me forget about Boko Haram now. We brought about the Yoruba politics. Now, Tinubu and the Yorubas generally carried what happened to them and went to Kaduna and met them in Kaduna and begged them that we have to put our head together. Look, sir, let me tell you the truth and find out. At a point, the Yoruba, being humiliated under Jonathan, were even considering to cut off and put their Oduduwa Republic. But they realized, if they do that, the Igbos were completely in charge of finance,
were under Jonathan,
service,
wanted
security,
to carve out Oduduwa
Republic. Do that.
Now, you can not enjoy
Jonathan. Exactly. I'm coming now. The Yorubas now said,
it didn't benefit at all.
I'm coming, yes. The Yoruba, at a point, the Yoruba intelligence, at a point, realized that if they cut off, the Igbos will finish them. If they stay as it is and Igbo continue ruling, they will be completely finished.
You see how
before Jonathan, significant part of the economy, who are the accountants are Yorubas, who are the judiciary and lawyers are Yorubas, who are the civil service are Yorubas. Today you can't find any one of them. So or not so. So that's why the Yorubas say, even if we want to leave this country, we must get this power out of the hand of the Igbos and reposition ourselves.
The Northerners really benefit.
Listen to that.
Jonathan too much, Alagi.
Hey,
we have the calculations of the government.
We agree. What can he do? He must now. He must. He wouldn't do to us that. He must. He knows that we can do it. He must deal with us. So that was why the Yoruba said no. Whatever it is. So, but what I assure you,
let's keep on praying for President Buhari.
We have learned our lesson.
We have been in our area here now. They be praying for him.
We have learned our lesson. Kule.
We pray for the prophet because and even our success.
No, to tell you the truth, the northern people, notwithstanding in the presidency, honestly, they trust at least of the southeast is finished. And I assure you too,
trust
in Yoruba land,
with the southeast is
I am coming. I am coming.
He helped Northerners in 1979.
I am coming, please.
They helped Shagari.
Listen to me. Not that they help themselves, gentlemen, please. We don't need anybody in this country. They help themselves. Let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you a question. Between cars, industries, and human beings, who are more in number?
I've been Northerners now.
Not number. I'm not talking of population. I'm talking of economy now. I'm talking of cars, the motors that we drive.
Yes.
And industries that we have.
Yes.
If you put them on one part and you put human being on the other part, who are more in number?
Cars are more.
Cars are more than human beings?
Good. What he was trying to say,
and food by the side, which one is consumed more?
The North have got the population.
Good.
That they don't need the South, so they've been planning.
So Igbos are actually helping themselves. Let me tell you, even in Yoruba land, let me tell you what they will do to Igbo this time. What Oba of Lagos said that they are pushing them to the ocean. Most of these markets that are banning in Lagos.
You see that? You remember when Akelu in 2015 said the Igbo people in Lagos, if they don't vote APC, that they will bury them inside the lagoon, inside the Babbage.
And it's over now. And it's over. All the businesses Igbos are doing, we are going to bring it and do it. Do you get me? Fashola for the past 5 years have refused to approve any industry, especially pharmaceutical, to Igbo people. Find out.
You are right. I get you.
So the Yorubas in these 4 years, that's what we are telling ourselves. If we in the north want to be useless again, let us be. But the Yoruba people in the 4 years, they want to control their land completely. That's why Buhari have to sign that Lagos is going to be given special status.
You see their fraud. Lagos will be given a special status. Do you know why? Because of the water.
Nobody again will control Lagos. The indigenous of Lagos are the ones that are going to control Lagos.
But now they've installed their own
land policies. Do you get me?
Ruler.
They may decide to say, you as a Yoruba man in Lagos,
their own Seriki,
you pay 5,000 naira.
Is probably now powerful than
me as a Hausa man, I will pay 10,000 naira. Igbo man will pay 1 million naira. This is why they are heading for. Do you get me? So now, unfortunately, again, the attitude of the Igbos have made the illiterate northerners who have not gone to school to realize now. I say they are powerful. They are the one who give these people land to stay. They are the one who give them food by the power of God. They are the one who accommodated them by the power of God. Do you get me? Since Igbos can turn around and humiliate us, look at what they did to us. They people that assemble about 400 of them and call them Boko Haram. Do you understand? Do you know that they picked them one by one? They were not moving in convoy. They made some of them to drink their urine. We also have to come and meet the president and tell him, look, if one person is killed among these people, I'm telling you, no Igbo man will come out of Kano. That was how they released the
worst is yet to come, guys.
They selected and arrested and called them Boko Haram.
I told you it is different.
You are in Nigeria, I'm in Nigeria. Rochas was actually brought up in the north. But
Rochas was brought up in the north.
That's why we are telling you, even the Amechi, the Rochas of Korea that are MPs, we don't trust them. They are on their own.
You see?
Let me tell you.
They don't trust Rotimi Amechi.
Nobody can.
They are on their own.
We are wise now. No, what I'm telling you is that Rochas was in. He is running to Sultan. He didn't know Sultan has no significance in this government. Even last 2 days he was in Sokoto.
You hear that?
Know that even Sultan has no significance in this government. He was in this north. It was Rochas State, Imo State, that they started saying that Hausa people must have ID card to live in that state.
Yes.
Can you hear me? They say Hausa people must have ID card to live in state.
Yes.
Until when we mobilize our people here and say, okay, in that case, all Southerners must live north. Then Jonathan now realized that there was something going wrong. He said, no, these things have to stop.
Now tell me, why
you get me?
Should
count
we be
every 5 shops in this north? 4 shops are owned by Igbos. What is Igbo's contribution in the economy? It's not trade and fraudulent trade for that matter, including you. Igbo have cheated you unless if you are not buying spare parts and tires and medicine. So or not so?
See,
it's so allergic.
Do you get me? Yet we accommodated them. Is it going to Dubai to bring fake drugs that we cannot do it? Now the plan is drugs now. No Igbo man will again sell drugs in this north. We are going to bring it from Kano. Those are brought by air. They are going to open massive coolers, rooms in Kano and import it all north, and maybe whatever want to buy, come and buy from Kano. No Igbo will sell drugs again. We are tired of all this nonsense. We know how to control our places the way they control their own. What we are saying is that we are all Nigerians, but we are going to learn what they are doing in Southeast and do it in the north too. Simple. we don't have ancestors back. If Buhari today, as president of this country, want to buy land in the east, he will go and negotiate everything. Tomorrow the chiefs will come and tell him that ancestors made them yesterday night and so they should not sell the land for them. So we don't have ancestors. Or we are betraying ourselves. We now, our ancestors have told us that we have been careless. That's why we suffered for the past 6 years. We have to wake up now. It's a very serious thing. No. We cannot. The society is already adulterated. That's why, to be honest to you, let me tell you, to be honest to you, we never wanted Buhari in this law. So we wanted Konkoso.
Yes.
We want.
That's what I'm saying.
If it is Konkoso,
the primary, Konkoso will have defeated Buhari.
Listen to me. Hey, you know the Tinubus and prefer Buhari because they can.
Really tried.
Can you hear me? Because Konkoso will have solved this north-south problem for us within 6 months.
You see that?
In Kano, Konkoso got us all the Igbos and told them that all these drugs that he closed, all those fake drugs they are selling in Kano. They know him now. So that's why we wanted Konkoso the district. He was made in Abuja, and one of after them that they were the ones in charge of 75% of Abuja is their own. They should be given ministers. Can you imagine? negotiate and say this is the governor they want with their rulers, everything. Igbo say no, he cannot be governor. Haba. In somebody's land. In somebody's land. Haba. The arrogance is too much. So 10 years ago I warned I said the Igbos are building nation within our nation. They will engage us within our nation and reinforce from their nation. That is exactly what we saw during the tenure of Jonathan. Immediately we voted Jonathan. What we did to Jonathan in this north, Igbos in the north, their chiefs, gathered and came to Aso Villa. To the glare of everybody on TV, they say it was nobody that voted Jonathan, but the Igbos were the ones who voted him. Did you not hear that? Did you not read it? In our own land, Igbos say we didn't vote Jonathan. It was they that voted Jonathan. 2, before elections again, they gathered themselves and came and met Jonathan. I met in Abuja and said that they are directing all Igbos in the north must vote Jonathan.
You see?
We don't mind. Let them vote anybody. But can you do that in the southeast? They stop us from even voting. Let me answer this. Amina wa alaikum salam.
Alaji.
Kuzone.
We call. Let's talk in the night. Alaji. Thank you.
Can you hear me? In the southeast, all houses in the southeast were prevented from voting. Find out. Yes, find out. But yet in our own land, they will stand and say that. Just it is their problem that forced above Lagos to say that if they try to frustrate the decision of the Yorubas, they will send them to ocean.
You hear that?
And I'm telling you, after 4 years, at least not we are liberal, but in the southwest, after 4 years, Igbos can never be useful, relevant again in the southeast.
Hey, you hear that?
In fact, the plan of APC is that they are going to make alliance of northwest economic development. They went south the ocean. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The north has agricultural produce.
Yes.
So what they are going to do, the government is going to develop all the agricultural and mineral resources in the north.
You see?
And then they will put primary industries here. And then go and export, finally finish them in Lagos or Southwest and export them and bring back the money and share it between the two regions. Let them drink their oil.
Let them drink their oil.
This is the plan on ground.
Let's just
the plan on ground. You can hear that emphatically in that secret tape between Shetima and Ibukulia Musu. So they've got plans. The Fulanis, the Caliphate, they've got plans for the Southeast, and they've got a different plan for the South.
Our prayer now is that may God remove the influence of the Southeast in our region. That's all what we are praying, left and right now. I'm telling you. No. The Boko Haram, these people are catch red-handed with bombs. Who are supplying the weapons? Who killed General Shua? They think we don't know. They were saying that they were revenging what they did to them in Biafra. Biafra was a war.
Boko Haram is revenging what they did,
trying to bring them back to the nation.
In Biafra.
Do you get me? Some useless videos started Boko Haram, but there was don't worry, investigation will reveal everything now. Don't worry. We were just exercising patience, looking at what is happening. That is typical Boko Haram. That's how we.
The worst is yet.
Just look at what is happening. But we drew a line. 2014. 2015 they call it. It is the end of it. Whether anybody wins or don't win is okay. That was our decision, honestly. And they met in Enugu and listen to me, they met and saw it that in the event of cutting it, why will they put their people? That's why the man has to surrender now. Let him, in fact, some of us preferred him to have been resistant so that we will redefine this country. I'm telling you.
A lot of casualty will be many.
Nothing like killing. Let everybody go his way. Is it not rain that is falling in us now? We have the food. Look at Niger. Rano is still selling oil. He's bringing it from Niger.
You see that? You hear that?
What is the big deal? It is when they met and saw the danger of any attempt. That was how they surrendered. That honestly we have already made up our mind. Because we said to ourselves, if you don't, even if you stay, they are going to kill you.
You see that?
Abi? And that Jonathan, from Namadi Sambo down to the lowest person you know is a Boko Haram. They can pick you whoever you are. We know that. At least we are part of the system. Thank you, Kule.
Bye-bye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Right. Shithole. Next. The problem with the black race. Listen to this.
Well, he's at the back. I'll introduce you to him. He came to fix my jacket. He's project managing the whole program for us. Some of you asked me on social media what happened to the hub and vendor.
The problem with the black race.
Guys, can I... Before you go, I want to say something, and this is going to go on the record, so I know I'll be destroyed for this, but it's my truth, so it. Black people were not ready for freedom.
Did you hear that?
We weren't.
Black people were not ready for freedom. Black people were not ready for freedom. Listen to that.
I've studied everywhere we have been liberated, whether or not we were able to liberate ourselves from our own bondage. And it's a deep question.
Yeah.
So, study us as a people. This is not a criticism, it's a reflection. If you differ, I'm happy to share perspectives. But study us as a people.
Yeah.
You notice that everywhere where we are in bondage, we are phenomenal at fighting for our liberation.
Yeah.
Once we've received it, something goes wrong.
Something goes wrong. South Africa, Zimbabwe.
And the mindset is pervasive. And it's pervasive, it's invasive, it's insidious. It's like a virus.
You see that?
And if you try and remove, once a virus takes over a cell, it multiplies.
Now.
And so the reason you can't remove the virus is the only way to kill it is to kill the host.
The host.
That's where we are.
As black race.
So, when a person amongst us does something, rather than celebrate, we ridicule.
Did you hear that?
Rather than collaborate, we compete.
We compete. You hear that?
Rather than support, we sabotage.
We sabotage. That is already happening inside the Yoruba agitation.
Like it's been
saboteurs. Yeah, listen.
And then I realized something. That whether it was apartheid, colonization, the Jim Crow laws in the US, all of those systems of oppression had one singularity in communication.
Tell us.
They said to black people, only one. That's it. So in slavery days, there was only one house nigger.
Yes.
The rest of y'all worked in the field.
Yes.
When we negotiated for our South Africa, there was only Mandela at Codesa. All the other political party had to sit and watch the ANC.
Yeah.
When we got our liberation, there was only one Cyril at the board.
Nigeria under Obasanjo spent 61 billion US dollars in the 70s.
The rest of us go, shit.
Yeah.
He's taken the seat.
Yeah.
That's why we practice crabs in a bucket.
You see?
We go, the only way I get that seat is if I'm Tatu Vosimbegala. We don't think multiplier. Make sense? So he's going, I want to make a supercar. Nobody's going, how do I make tires for a supercar? We all go, shit, now he's done it.
Yeah. You hear that?
I'm telling guys, this is my most honest reflection on, and I've thought about, do I make it
the
a
problem
video, share it on social media? I was just
with
like,
the black race.
The time will come. This is felt right as the time. People will see this and I'll get slated for it, I'm sure. But I'm telling you now, I see it with me. The only people who attack are the people who want the seat.
Yes.
But here's what you're not seeing. I'm sitting where I'm sitting, and where I'm sitting, the system I'm fighting, if I get it right, opens for all of us.
Yes.
So, it's the guy who fights Makosa. It's the guy who fights Tulasindi. It's the guy who fights a Trevor Noah. What you don't recognize is what they are doing in their spaces makes it okay for us to be in those spaces.
Correct.
So don't fight Bar to fight Nike. Don't fight Makosa, fight Gucci.
Yes.
Do you get it? Like your mind, it's all wrong, guys. The mindset is this thing. Hey man, we must be here, man.
The problem with the black race, clearly analyzed, and I've been analyzing this as well. We hate blacks.
So
we
the point
hate
I'm making,
ourselves.
so I don't want to get into the details of what happened in Venda, but let me put it to you this way: we got sabotaged. We went in, we got the land. I invested over 8 million rand building our hub. We went in local supplies. Everything in my hub was done by local people. The paving, the electrification, the fencing, everything. 8 million rand I pumped into the local economy of Toyando. Then you know what happened?
Go on.
Proper sabotage.
8 million rand
manager
and
the mayor,
fellow black people,
the commissioner of police,
sabotage.
The police station manager.
You see that?
Even the judge at the High Court were all in on it.
You see? The black race.
Said this publicly. Let him sue me. I got the money. and I asked myself, why would they do it? Because it's very simple. In their mind,
same happened to me.
Just come, J. No. He must respect first. And you're just like, I'm trying to change the world.
Yeah.
Like our hub was going to be free, guys. Free. State of the art, running 4G networks. We're offering 200 accredited courses with the University of Pretoria, 100 more by Gibbs, and 100 by the London School of Economics. Collectively, the courses alone are going to cost me 4 million. I was going to find young entrepreneurs in the area, educate them for free to walk out with a diploma or degree. Then I'm going to give them a hub that runs for free. You can just come and use it. Network, Wi-Fi, anything you want, just come and use it. It's yours. Why? Because it just makes sense too. The old people didn't see it that way. I think a lot of us are going to have to make a decision about who we're going to give the future of this continent to.
You see that?
Because the people in charge now, the old ones, ain't got a clue what they're doing.
They don't
have a clue what they're doing.
Did you hear that? They don't have a clue what they're doing. All over black African nations.
When you're going to pitch for that opportunity, that big business, let me tell you, Van Tonder is the one supporting you. Mantla Sbego at the board is one going, no. Now, I know I've said some stuff that have cut deep, but you know what it hurt? Well, know what they say, it only hurts if it's true. My brother, over to you.
Yeah. Let's go on. See? We're building it. Animal behavior of black.
There is a posting on YouTube now. The title of it is Why No Looting in Japan After Tsunami and Earthquake of 2011. And in that posting on YouTube, they've taken some clips of a message I preached in 2005 after the Katrina event, pointing up the barbarism, the animal behavior of black men in a time of crisis by raping, by robbing, by fighting, by looting. Also
Animal
after
behavior
the 2009
of
earthquake in Haiti, the Haitian men, the black men, were robbing and looting and raping. In the wake of that tragic event, what black men are inescapable. They cannot do anything else but become barbaric. That when those people went into that dome, those black women and children and black men, there should have been organization. The black men should have set up posts to secure food, to protect the people. The black pastors, and many of them were very prominent with 20 and 25,000 members. They, of course, were able to get on their private jets and hightail it out of town, and did not come back or didn't think about trying to help their members who had bought those private jets for them and paid for all of their living. They left town as quickly as they possibly could when the flood waters began to rise. I was not down there telling those black men to act like animals, to rape those girls, to take all the food, and to stink up that dome with feces all over where the bathrooms backed up, and just a nightmare they created for one another. Because when you leave black people unto themselves, that's how they act. Pastors who should have been there trying to heal, trying to comfort, trying to give some sort of direction to all of that, what was going on in the midst of Katrina, were hightailing it out of town on their private jets and taking the top floor of the Marriott Hotel in Atlanta and the Marriotts and the other fancy hotels in Dallas, while they're sitting up in these fancy suites and flying around in their private jets and had their Rolls Royces and Bentleys flown to Dallas and Atlanta so they could ride around in their Bentleys while they were there. This is the nature of the black man. This is his true, unabashed nature. When he is left to himself, when the cavalry didn't come, when FEMA did not respond in the wake of the Katrina breaking of the levees, the black people set up a nation of killing one another because that's who they are, and they can't do anything other than that.
Do you still remember
pastors with large amounts of money, or doctors with PhD or medical degrees? They cannot have a civilized unity of nation among themselves. And so that's why when they were left to themselves, the cavalry wasn't there. Even the police began to loot and rape and rob and shoot and maim black people. And when the helicopter came finally, after days of struggling in that dome, the black men were beating the women trying to get on the helicopter, and the police had to pull their guns on the men and say the women and children first. This is the unabashed nature of black people. You get angry with me because I will not walk lockstep with the lie that black leaders and bleeding heart liberal white leaders tell about black people. I speak the truth about black people. It isn't because I hate them. If somebody don't tell the truth, they're only going to get worse. Now I want you to compare what happened in Katrina and compare what happened in Haiti to what's going on now with the Japanese people. How orderly they are, how considerate they are of one another, how patient they are of one another, how they are responding to a disaster far worse than Katrina. You don't see looting. There's not one report of looting or raping or inhumanity towards of the Japanese people one towards another. But I guarantee you, if it happens in a black neighborhood, black people turn on each other like dogs in the night. That is the black man can't do any better. He doesn't have the spiritual strength to do any better other than to turn on his own, to destroy, to rob, to rape, and to maim. He doesn't have any other strength. He doesn't have the integrity, the honesty to lift himself up. Is it because the black man hates the white man that he in turn hates his own kind? What is it that this happens? Why is it that what have the Japanese people, what do they know about unity and humanity? What do they know about struggle and survival? What do they know that the black man doesn't know? Now don't hate me for this. Why? Why do you hate the truth? Why can't black leaders admit that we are barbarous, animalistic, maniacal, helpless people? We can't do anything except destroy. We can't build. We cannot. The only thing we can do is destroy.
Look at
no president, black nor white,
61 bloody years
can solve our problems. We've got something internally in our blood worse than sickle cell that causes us to attack one another. Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? Because I speak the truth. Look at the death of what's happening. Look at what's going on all around you. Look at the death, the suffering, the poverty, the brokenness. And you want to continue that? Perchance the reason why you can't love what I say is because you are an animal. And you don't respond in the human species culture of human relations one to the other.
Yes, correct.
You are an animal. That's why you hate what I say.
Right. Here we go. Nigeria at 61 years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nigeria. We are now going more into more details. 61 years. 61 bloody stinking years. Look at that.
Go!
Lagos, Murtala Mohammed Airport.
You are trying, push!
You see?
Go!
See? Alaji Aremu Sholade Alamufo, you're welcome to the show. Guys, please share it. It's a little bit different today. I'm just taking this nasty journey, guys. And then you guys can reflect. Right from now, you guys can reflect on your 61 years. Whether that 61 years that you claim you are independent, whether it's been utilized successfully or something went wrong. It was never like this. Look at human beings pushing a commercial airplane, commercial jet, push back with hands. Bobistic money. You're welcome to the stream. Mr. Adebadero, Pastor Adebadero said it's just entire pushing competition. Thank you, sir. You see, 61 bloody wasted years. That's put location 9. 5,000 years behind civilization. Oh yes. You see, airplane push back. Lagos Airport. What a shame. Shame of a nation. Baba T, let's post your comment. You're watching on YouTube. God needs to push the reset button on black people. Thank you. Right, guys, share it, please, to your loved ones. See that? Horrible. And you have one disgruntled, stupid cow saying, God bless Nigeria. God will not bless Nigeria. It's a hopeless shithole. See, airplane push back.
Wow. Wonders shall never end.
Wonders.
Pushing plane.
Indeed.
I've never imagined it before.
We're just starting.
Wonderful.
We are just starting. This is the third mainland bridge. Lagos. Look at. Third mainland bridge in Lagos. No maintenance. This is a bridge in Kwara State. See, collapsed bridge in Kwara State.
Ìyá gọ́mà yín ló ń wọ́ lórí irin yẹn o. Tí màá bá jáwọ́ wẹ̀ ẹ bá ní fọ́nẹ́rà kò ní dá fún yín o.
61 bloody odd years.
Fóònù yín ló mú dání ni.
See that? Listen to
fóònù yín ló mú dání àbí kí ló fi ṣe yín.
Did I mention your name? I didn't mention
your name.
So I got stuck. I have freedom to listen.
Express because you don't even know your freedom. If you know your freedom,
I'm telling you the right thing.
If you know your freedom,
listen to that.
Not meant to be seen outside.
It's not everything you see you have to record.
It's not everything you see. You see some people are still bloody
And now,
Fool. They're idiots.
Is it the right thing? Only is not everything I say I must come here.
You see that?
Is this not work to be camera? Tell you what can you record there? And she independence olórí burúkú lẹ́ni oní pé kí má camera tọ́wọ̀ ló sọ yẹn. And they want Nigeria.
Yes.
On risk life wọn bá yọ ní kí má camera.
You see that?
Olórí burúkú wà lábùjá wọn ṣe independence. Wọ́n jó wọ́n dùn inú wọn dùn.
Look at that. That linked one community to the other. Right, here we are. Ado Ekiti on fire.
This Ado Ekiti. Ado Ekiti is on fire.
Nigeria in 2021. 61 years.
I just coming.
Welcome to Nigeria. Nigerians.
People are trying to attack them. You can see the Bamboo. Look at the filling station. Look at the filling station. This is the cost of the life. This is the cost of the life.
Guys, it's
the filling station at the Jigorana about.
We're doing it differently.
It's on fire.
Yes,
you can see the tank of diesel.
You see the tanker?
They call fire service. They said there's no water. They said there's no water. The filling station is on fire.
These are the gory images
now on another building
that they don't want us to broadcast, and the mainstream NTA and many of the AIT channels will never bring you closer.
The crowd are helpless.
And then
this
the
is beyond their control.
That is coming from
beyond their control.
In Ekiti State.
As you can see, people discharging their wealth from out here because they don't want to cut in the Pivano. As you can see.
Welcome.
Look at it from the distance.
Ladies.
Ado Ekiti, the capital of Ekiti State, is on fire.
Yes.
Look at the incident. Look at the escalation of the fire. Look at the escalation of the fire.
See that?
The fire is spreading so fast. That is beyond anybody's control.
Beyond no fire engine.
Look at what people are doing here. Look at it. Let me show me.
No fire
service. See what they are doing. Everywhere is on fire. Everywhere is on fire.
Is this not shithole? Why were they blaming Donald Trump when Trump said Africans are shithole?
Everywhere is on fire. I think it is on fire. I think it is on fire.
See? You see, we're still building up. We are building up everything. Here we are. This is Edo State. Disaster.
This thing, environment.
Guys, please share it.
Everywhere burnt down. All their bags everywhere burnt down. Aboki, I killed someone yesterday. They all burnt person alive for being here for Ogiri. Saple road there. Ogiri Joshua. Say now, person they come to seize their bag. I they all take out your carry burn alive.
Yeah.
This one are revenge now. Community boys now come.
You see that?
Burn all this one so. Disaster. Now wow.
You see that?
How they kill human being.
Huh? Does they kill human beings?
Anyway, they accommodate people. Accommodate people. Nah. Aboki Konkon, they want to turn beneath to their own.
They want to turn beneath to their own.
Avenge all this one so. Burn, scatter all there, slaughter them.
Slaughter all the Fulanis.
Aboki.
The Benin people slaughter them.
This one is still alive.
They say that one is still alive.
This one get luck, never die.
Let me bring it to your screen.
See? Oh, I can't go. Now, can you finish? You not come out. Come go treat yourself. Not see your chest, see the market cut. Get up. May you carry, go treat yourself now. They come back again, and boys come back again. Now, can you finish? Huh? Get up, may they go. They cut your leg.
Look at that.
Sorry. They stab you for Nyash.
They stab you for Nyash?
They go to find the way to they break that leg so. Why not wicked like that? Why not wicked?
Why are they wicked? Why are Fulanis wicked?
Oh, No. See the way they match at you now.
See the way they match at you.
Now don't too much. Now come on that person land, come they commit disaster. I don't get mad, come they slaughter people.
Okay, people finish. What did they do?
You see Benin people.
They bomb people. You want to be person born. Now
I said that's what we did there today.
Yes, it is different today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going more into the nitty-gritty of why we're here today. You can clearly see Fulani cattle invading farm in the southwest, basically. You can clearly see that.
Today is exactly
32
years and 2 weeks
Chief Olufalaye
I started operating here. And the cattle and their owners became a veritable threat and force for harassment in the last 4 or 5 years. At first, they would come in the night to drink water at the dam. From we saw the dam. I saw that they were there. You can see the cow shit there.
The cow shit. Cow feces.
We were tolerant. They drink water in the dry season. At that time, they did not touch anything. I did not allow them to stay here, drink water and go. But later, of course, the thing took a different turn all over Nigeria. They will come in the night, eat our maize. I'm going 3 years ago, I complained to the police more than 10 times because they were coming to destroy my maize farm. Later still, elements of the same people kidnapped me.
You see that? You hear that?
When people said they were Fulani kidnappers, they said, how do you know they are Fulani? But I know everybody knows a Fulani man in Nigeria. The Fulani himself knows himself. He knows he's different from most of the Nigerians. He's easily identifiable. We are not children. And when they were tried in court, they said they are Fulani themselves, and 6 of them were sent to prison. So this hypocrisy of that is going on should stop. Now, what I'm trying to say is that I've been at the receiving end for a long time. After I was kidnapped, I was humiliated, I was macheted, I was caught. They came back and killed one of my guards, Ayo. His case remains an unsolved murder case with the police. They killed him and they took away his heart. They opened his chest and took away
my hometown, Akure, Chief Olufalaye,
the double barrel gun,
former
my hunting double barrel gun license, he had, they took it away from
federal
him
government
and
of
killed
Nigeria
him.
under Ibrahim Babangida.
And every year they set fire to my
Brilliant
farm.
economy.
You know why? There are 2 elements to the action.
Brilliant
First is economic. I'm an economist, as you know.
You see that?
In anything, I try to see the economic component.
You see that?
They burn these farms, the non-cropped areas, because the grass is already dry. Cows don't like that. So they will burn the grass. In 2 weeks' time, fresh grass will grow. And their cattle will have very nice grass to eat. You know, they're already treating my farm as if it was their colony.
Their own land.
That is why, one reason why they burn, they do this every year. Every year. Last year, they burned the oil palm plantation near the dam. I videoed it. It's with the Commissioner of Police. I have a copy in my house. I showed it at an Afenifere meeting. I showed it at the Council of Obas of Ondo State. Grown trees that have fruits, they burn them.
You see that?
Now, that is not so that cattle can have fresh grass to eat. Grass does not grow on palm trees.
Correct.
So you want to know, why did they do that? To do something that does not enhance their own welfare. It can only be an act of malice and hatred. I believe they have malice against me, they hate me. That is why they will burn my palm trees. They will uproot the palm trees I planted and throw the
you can see the
seedlings
graphic
away.
Pictures.
That does not help their cattle or themselves in any way. Why do they do it? Meaning that if they saw me in person, it is me they will hurt.
They will kill him.
But since I was not present, they hurt my property. That is, my grown palm trees, and the seedlings I planted. So, there are two elements here. Part of it is one of my workers here met one of these herdsmen in the bush some time ago. And said, why do you wade through those large areas full of grass? You don't eat the grass, you come and be eating our cassava and maize crops. Why? Yeah. He said, how person go see rice, go chop gari. So to the cattle, grass, which they can't even find where they normally come from. When they find it, it is gari, it's inferior food. It is my maize and cassava that is rice, which they prefer. So those are the insults that we go through here. So I thank God that this arson of yesterday, this arson, you could see what they did. They started the fire in a central area. There are palm plantations on the left, on the right, behind, hoping that it will spread. But the roads and the early action by the people here to cut traces round prevented the fire from spreading and doing more damage than was done. So I thank God for that. That I condemn it is the weakest way I can speak about it. Government should take steps to make sure that they don't do it again. If they don't take steps to prevent it, it means government supports what they are doing.
Of course.
They are not.
Of course, Chief.
They are not offended.
Of course, Chief Falaye.
By what they are doing.
Yeah.
But government is to care. When I say government, I mean government at all levels, especially the federal government, which should be a government for all of us, regardless of how many votes we cast for at election time. We are all entitled to the protection of the federal government.
Correct.
From today, June the 6th, 2017, when this proclamation is signed, the North, a critical player in the Nigerian project, hereby declares that it will no longer be disposed to coexisting with the Igbos and shall take definite steps to end the partnership by pulling out of the current federal arrangement. This conclusion is necessitated by the realization that it ceased to be comfortable or safe to continue sharing the same country with the ungrateful, uncultured Igbos who have exhibited reckless disrespect for the other federating units and stained the integrity of the entire nation with their insatiable criminal obsessions. 3. Rather than certain sections holding the whole country to ransom at every stage, each should be allowed to go its own way, as we categorically proclaim today that the North is fed up with being the same country with this pack of acrimonious Igbo partners.
It is treason.
4. The North hereby openly calls on the authorities and other national and international stakeholders to acknowledge this declaration by taking steps to facilitate the final dissolution of this hopeless union that has never been convenient to any of the parties.
This was in 2017.
Prelude to final separation. 1. Recovery and control of landed property. As a first step, since the Igbo have clearly abused the unreciprocated hospitality that gave them unrestricted access to and ownership of landed properties all over the North, our first major move shall be to reclaim, assume, and assert sole ownership and control of these landed resources currently owned, rented, or in any way enjoyed by the ingrate Igbos in any part of northern Nigeria.
Here we are.
Consequently, officials of the signatory groups to this declaration are already mandated to commence immediate inventory of all properties, spaces, or activity in the North currently occupied by the Igbos for future at the expiration of the ultimatum contained in this declaration. In specific terms, the groups are directed to compile and forward an up-to-date data of all locations occupied by any Igbo in any part of northern Nigeria, including schools, markets, shops, workshops, residencies, and every other activity spaces. 2. Relocation notice. Secondly, with the effective date of this declaration, which is today, Tuesday, June the 6th, 2017, all Igbos currently residing in any part of northern Nigeria are hereby served notice to relocate within 3 months, and all northerners residing in the east are advised likewise. 3. Enforcement. All northern civil society and pressure groups are by this declaration mandated to mobilize for sustained coordinated campaigns at their respective state government houses, state houses of assembly, local government council secretariats, and traditional palaces to mount pressure for steps to be taken to ensure enforcement of the directives contained herein. Conclusion. In conclusion, we are hereby placing the northern authorities, the Nigerian authorities, and the entire nation on notice that as from the 1st October 2017, we shall commence the implementation of visible actions to prove to the whole world that we are no longer part of any federal union that should do with the Igbos. From that date, effective, peaceful, and safe mop-up of all the remnants of the stubborn Igbos that neglect to heed this quick notice shall commence to finally eject them from every part of them.
I'm making this video
we are
as a
now
matter of
coming
urgency
straight into,
to all the
bad
security agencies
stuff.
to pay attention to the Lokoja road. They are killing people there every day. They are attacking people. Fulani herdsmen are coming from the bushes. They are coming to kill people, maim people, rape women and children. This is unacceptable in a country like Nigeria. Why will this bullshit continue to happen? We cannot continue to take this anymore. The president must pay attention. This is how we travel in Nigeria now. We go on escort, we go on tons of cars with security agencies following us. Why? Is this how it's supposed to be? Is this in Nigeria? We now live in today? What is going on? What of the IGP? I know he's doing his best. He should deploy men to that route. The Lokoja axis. Before you get to Okene, they kill people every day. He should deploy all the security agencies. President Buhari, pay attention to what is going on. I'm an APC member. I am doing this video as a matter of concern because innocent people are being killed every day. We have to come like this. This is the way we travel now. If you don't go with this convoy of security and escorts, you will not be sure of anything because anything can happen. They are killing people every day. This is not acceptable at all. So I want the president to pay attention. The service chief should pay attention. General Buratai, deploy men. There are some generals probably who are not even very active. They are probably redundant. They should be posted to that local axis to man that axis to stop this killings by Fulani herdsmen, bandits, kidnappers. It's going on every day. This is not acceptable. This is where we now travel. That is just what I want you to do. Thank you.
Here we are. We are going straight into it.
Everyone. Ẹ dákun kí làwọn ẹ̀ wá ṣe ní bíbí. Àbáwọn náà ṣe rí wọn nìyẹn o. Ara àwọn tán lé tán sá láti bóyá Ọ̀yọ́ àbí Kẹ́bí kankan. Àwọn náà ń sá kiri o. Wọ́n ti dé ìṣẹ́ tán kí sí wà lẹ́yìn nìyẹn. Àwa náà ò dẹ̀ gbà. Àti adẹ̀ ti pé kábíyèsí eléṣẹ́ ọ́fíìsì ẹ̀. Bàbá ti ní ká dá wọn padà, wọn gbọ́dọ̀ já màlúù kalẹ̀ léṣẹ́ o. Kán padà báyìí ni tí àwọn bá ti fẹ́ wàhálà. Ẹ dákun kí ni ìdánilójú ń pè ní tọ́ba tí ẹ fi wọ́n lẹ̀kan mọ́ lọ wọn tó ní wọ́n náà àlùmọ̀kọ́rẹ́ padà sí ibi. Kánsá ti kúrò léṣe ẹ ìlú tó bá gbà wọ́n ní o. Ìlú tó bá gbà wọ́n tán pé kán dúró sí ìlú àwọn náà lè fara mọ́ àmáwá o kò sí ní tó jọ léṣe ẹ. Ṣé ẹ kàn fi wọ́n lẹ̀kan mọ́ lọ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lófò bá náà ni àbí ẹ fi wọ́n jófin kán mọ́ lè padà wá rubí mọ́ láyé. Wọ́n àti ẹ̀ ní lè padà dé rubí. Torí fífi wọ́n jófin ti dájú àwa táwa ń bí náà gọ̀ àìsí sọmọdé tó wọn lè lọ lásán báwọn ọdún tó ti ní máa fọ́ táyà mọ́tò tó gbé wọn wá táwọn bá lóòdù ẹ̀ padà. Ṣé ẹ ti fi tó àwọn agbófinró létí? A ti pè wọ́n àti gba àwọn agbófinró nítorí wàá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìnyí kọjá agbófinró bẹ́ẹ̀ pa agbófinró wa ìmọ̀ya agbófinró tí ò ní wá.
You see the problem?
So àwa fúnra wa la gbófinró ara wa báyìí ká dá wọn padà sílé ni kán padà síbi tán ti ń bọ̀ àfẹ́ rí wọn.
You see that? Nigeria, 2021, 61 years after.
Ẹ máa jẹ.
Ọ̀nà mọ́tò tó yẹ o.
Nílùú tó nọ́ba
tó nọ́ba tó níjòyè o.
Ẹ wòran o.
Tó ní olórí o.
Ẹ wòran o. Ṣé kò ṣeré?
Ṣeré pé kò ṣeré o.
Ìyè tẹ́ẹ̀dì wà ń bí, Sóńtọ́ṣì wà ń bí, ẹ ti pé kò ṣeré. Fúlàní ti gbàgbó Nàìjíríà tó pátá.
See that? Problems upon problems. Fulani herdsmen invading all our farms in the southwest, eating all our crops.
Ó ń sá lọ. Àwọn ọmọdé ogo.
This is reality.
Àwọn ọmọdé ogo. Nínú oko mi gangan. Nínú oko mi.
In my farm.
Bọ́jọ́ ọmọ agódó gbókun ẹ jẹ́ kéèyàn múlẹ̀.
Herdsmen infiltrating into somebody else's farm and they're eating all the crops.
Kámẹ́ràn kan lẹ́nu ẹran wọn yìí. Ṣé rí pọ́mọ yẹn ti sá lọ? Ṣé ẹ rí? Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ rí? Gbogbo igi pákíbi náà wá bàjẹ́.
This is Nigeria, 61 years after independence.
Dáàdì bàbá àti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí fíìmù.
See? 61 years. And you
Ẹ wò báwọn náà ṣe dúró.
happy and you are celebrating. 50 years.
Ọmọ kékeré kan ni ká múlẹ̀.
Yeah.
Ọmọ agódógbò wọn kan. Ẹ máa wọ bá ṣe ń sá lọ.
Yeah.
ọmọ agódógbò kan. Kò sí nǹkan kan mọ́ wọ́n ti bà gbogbo oko jẹ́.
Yes.
Oko tí ó ní ẹlẹ́ni lọ́wọ́ sí oko bọ̀dá Tájù wọ́n ti bà á jẹ́.
Yeah.
Aláwọ̀dà.
See that?
Aláwọ̀dà. Ẹ jẹ́ à lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ à lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ.
What a shame. What a big shame.
Ti gbọ́ bàbá mi ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní ìjà àrùn ti gbọ́. Ẹ rojú mi bó ṣe wù mí. Ẹ rí bó ṣe wù mí.
What a shame.
Bàbá ẹ wá wo gbẹ. Bó ṣe ń sọ jáde báyìí wọ́n ń re jẹ wọ́n ń bàjẹ́ ni.
And the Seriki gave this woman assurance.
Wọ́n ti fi ṣàgbó ó dẹ̀ ti ní kò lè wáyé ó là gbọ́dọ̀ dáko ń bímọ àfi ká kúrò. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn náà ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá ti dé.
61
ọ̀gá ẹ wọlé wá wò wọ́n.
After independence.
Okay.
Shithole country called Nigeria. Shithole. You are looking at experiences on record And that's why there is alternative TV network with improvements in technology that can bring this right up to your doorstep, in front of you. Let's do it this way.
Àwọn mú katakata yẹn kọ́.
You see, cows.
Oko tèmi náwó iyebíye sí tẹ́yìn dá màálù sí. Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ yín máa bàjẹ́ ni. Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ yín ó máa bàjẹ́ ni.
Ọba Matthew. Yes, you were on yesterday, and I promised I was going to come live. Have you shared the stream?
Share gbogbo bí pátá ilà àwọn màálù yẹn gbà.
Share it.
Gbogbo bí báyìí ibi tí fẹ́ǹsì yóò ti lò kí n bẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti ń rí wọn gbà.
We're doing it differently, Ọba Matthew.
Mr. Osiji, fáàmù wọn ni bí fáàmù female tí wọ́n ń ṣe ìnáwó rẹ̀ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mélòó yìí ni àwọn màálù wọn ni wọ́n ń dá wà láàmú bí. Àwọn oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ni wọ́n ti tẹ̀mọ́ láwọn àwọn blọọkù wa ni wọ́n ti tẹ̀mọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀ níbí báyìí tí wọ́n ti bàjẹ́ lóríṣiríṣi gbogbo nǹkan yìí láti ń pariwo fún wọn látijọ́ yìí tí wọn ò gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wọn tiẹ̀ ti wá súyàn báyìí gbogbo wàhálà tí wọ́n ń fà lẹ́sẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá dẹ̀ ti rí wàhálà wọn ò ní sá gbogbo ojúmọ́ là máa ń sọ fún wọn ara àwọn blọọkù tí wọ́n bàjẹ́ náà ni mo fẹ́ lọ́ọ́ fi hàn ẹ́ ìgbẹ́ wọn nílẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe ń tọ̀ ọ̀nà yẹn lọ ni ọ̀nà yẹn sì níyì àárín ọ̀dọ́ wa lọ́gbà ti dí ojú ọ̀nà yìí kí wọ́n má lè gba bíi mọ́ wọ́n tún lọ gbanú gbólọ̀ láti mi sọ pé àwọn jáde sínú ọgbà ń bì gbogbo àwọn blọọkù wa ta tó kalẹ̀ tá a ṣe kalẹ̀ báyìí ni wọ́n ti níntẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti ń fọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú ìgbólọ̀ ìyẹn ni wọ́n ti ń fọ́ tí wọ́n ń tẹ̀wẹ́ gbójú ẹsẹ̀ wọn nílẹ̀ káàkiri.
Fulani Herdsmen.
nígbà tí wọ́n bá di wàhálà nísìnyí wọ́n máa sọ pé èèyàn ò wọ́nu wọn
in the southwest, in Yoruba land,
tí wọn ò dáhùn.
They've got plenty. They said they've got plenty of land in the north.
ẹ̀tọ́ tẹ bó ko jẹ. níbo tó dúró sí báyìí ṣé koríko ni ní báyìí. pẹ̀lú ọgbọ́n tó ní ní. ológun gbogbo ló níbo dúró sí báyìí ṣé koríko ni ṣé ìgbẹ́.
ju mi sílẹ̀ dákun.
ṣé ìgbẹ́. fílà.
èmi ń fẹ́ ilé náà speaking Yorùbá.
mo ti ṣe ní ìgbẹ́ níbo dúró sí báyìí. ẹ filẹ̀. bá tiẹ̀ lọ. gbogbo dani wọn náà àwọn lè dá kankan ṣe fún wa agbára wọn kò pé wa.
èmi mọ̀ pé
ìwọ tá a bá rẹ̀
kúkú ni èmi dá nǹkan mọ̀ mo máa gbára rẹ mo máa gbára tí wọ́n ní bó ṣe máa ń lo agbára tó lè ní ọ̀dá nǹkan mọ̀ ni mo mọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kì í ṣọ̀dọ̀ mi ló lò sí kì í ṣọ̀dọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ka lágbára ẹ̀.
ìwọ náà láti lónìí kò fi ṣàlàyé fún ọmọ rẹ gbogbo èyí tó ti rí kò fi là.
ẹni ọba da ọkùnrin tó bá ọkùnrin
lọ́jọ́ kan ní ìyá bí ẹ lọ́jọ́ kan ní ìwọ náà wọ́n bá ọkùnrin jọ wá tí kò ní kọjú sí ìwọ náà wọ́n bá ọkùnrin jọ.
ṣé ẹ̀tọ́ tiẹ̀
tọ́ba tó bá pa mí ní ọ̀sìn náà ó ti dábàrà ọ̀sẹ̀ tó mi kò lè dá gbogbo wa.
irọ́ ni jẹ́ ká tẹ́tì jẹ́ ká dé o.
dẹ́wọ̀ ọṣẹ́ ò tí sọ̀rọ̀ ṣé ní wọ́n lágbára ni mo wà láì
ṣé ọbẹ̀ fa gbọ́ wọn tí ẹnìkan bá ṣá ẹnìkan láyé ọ̀tọ̀ mọ́ṣẹ́ ẹ̀kan báyìí lọ́mọ
wo bí tẹ́yìn tí bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀ bí ìwọ́nu wa mú tẹ́yìn kankan bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ìwọ́nu wa mú kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe ṣùgbọ́n.
májà wàrà ló wá mú tèmi ní ìsìn.
ok. tó bá wù padà sí oko yẹn.
nǹkan tí Yorùbá ò lè ṣe nílẹ̀ Haúsá
já ẹran padà síbẹ̀ tó bá já ẹran lójú já ẹran padà síbẹ̀.
ìwọ̀sí burúkú. It's okay.
ebe ọ̀sálọ ni.
ṣe mo fẹ́ dẹ́ wàhálà lé ni. ṣebí ìtòrí wàhálà yẹn ló fi wá já ẹran sóko àbí.
tọ́ba dá sóko má bí ọmọ àbí. wọ́n ní tọ́ba dá sóko má bí ọmọ. sọ́ọ́rí gbogbo àwọn tó ń pa wọ́n á máa gbogbo àwọn tó ń pa tọ́ba tó tọ́ba ti dá sóko èèyàn pa á ni. wọ́n ní jẹ́ àwọn tó ń pa wọ́n bá dá sóko àwọn.
ṣé bó o ṣe bá pa ẹ̀.
torí wọ́n ti rí níìsì kò sí àǹfààní dọ́dọ̀ mi àti ọba èmi ò lè rí àǹfààní.
tó o bá ti rẹ ṣé tó lè fi moko Yorùbá jẹ́.
torí ọba ní sùúrù.
torí lè fi moko Yorùbá jẹ́ mo ṣe torí lè fi moko Yorùbá jẹ́.
kò tí tó ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì báyìí màálù mẹ́rin mo pa àti gbogbo sáré. màálù mélòó lójú ògùn báyìí rí. èyí tó bá màálù kọ́dà màálù kọ́yọ̀ èyí àti ọlọ́pàá ìjà tọ́ba ìjà kò ṣẹlẹ̀ lójú yìí kó pè mí ọmọ àlè àwa ń bẹ̀ tá a máa múra lọ ṣebí Fúlàní tọ́ba ti já oko díẹ̀ ó mú Fúlàní yóò ṣe wọ́n èyí tọ́ba ti pa màálù àti ń pé ọlọ́pàá kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́ń tí ọlọ́pàá ayọ̀ máa sọ ní ṣe owó màálù tọ́ba ti pa ẹrẹ èyí àti ọlọ́pàá àwa ń bẹ̀ tá a máa ṣe ní ti lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ àti èyí Yorùbá Fúlàní tọ́ba gbogbo èyí ní emura o Fúlàní ọwọ́ à ń bẹ̀ tó ti múra mi wà dáì ìjà ọtí tọ́ba màálù ọmọ àti wà dáì gẹ́gẹ́ ilé ìkọlẹ̀ tó ọ̀dọ́ wọn bá ń gọ. pátápátá emura kọ́ra ìbọ̀lá la èyí ní ìmúra.
ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ní ti yá àbí ebe ẹ ti múra sílẹ̀.
wàlá emura tọ́ba ti pa màálù èyí àti ọlọ́pàá gbogbo yìí ó ti pa màálù ìwọ náà wọ́n máa ń pa màálù ìwọ náà wọ́n máa ń pa màálù mo ń gbọ́dọ̀ pé ìwọ náà wọ́n máa ń pa màálù.
ó ń gbọ́ ni àbí wọ́n pa màálù ẹ̀ ó ń gbọ́ pé ń pa màálù náà àbí wọ́n pa màálù ẹ̀.
This is Nigeria 61 years.
Awodi wahala ba. Awodi wahala.
Mi wallahi don't get wallahi mi wallahi ka kila ne ga oga jamo
the question is
awodi wahala.
Wallahi ko kan kwa wonya
our separate ways. We have to go our separate ways. We are already bastardized.
Ko kan kwa opta wahala.
See?
Allah.
Very soon. See that? Interesting, isn't it? I said we will do it differently. He said it is different tonight. You see, the Fulani guy is even boasting that the Yorubas should get ready. Yoruba farmers, owners should get ready for that. What an insult.
Màálù náà ló jẹ́ mi ò fi ń pamọ́ wọ́n sọ pé ṣé mi lè ròyìn ṣé mo lè ròyìn
This is the dilemma of a decapitated, hopeless shithole called Nigeria.
kò sí wàhálà ọ̀gá ó ti le jù ìyẹn máa ń ṣe sùúrù.
Hopeless. Very completely ruined. Hopeless. Here is another one that will take your breath away.
Kí ni dé ibo lẹ ti kẹ́ran wá?
Ẹ̀sùn mọ́ bí ká rojú yín.
Ibo lẹ ti kẹ́ran wá? Ẹran màálù. Ibo ló ti wá?
Listen to this.
Ibo lẹ ti wá? Where are you
Listen.
coming from? Ọ̀yọ́.
Ọ̀yọ́ lẹ ti wá.
Mo bí yà lọ kó ẹran ẹ tó bá fẹ́ mú
Ṣé bí you see? Ṣé ti rí gbogbo yín láti capture?
Ọ̀yọ́ wàhálà too much lọ́yọ̀.
Let's bring it.
Fúlàní tó bá wá sí ibi báyìí.
Mo pé kábí ó ní pé kò sí wàhálà ẹ fi lè pa pé fún ìwọ
so
kábíyèsí Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́.
Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́.
Ìwọ máa pẹ́ wọ kí n bá wo kí n sọ̀rọ̀ àti wọn.
Bàbá Aláàfin nìyẹn.
Ikú bàbá yìí.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbóhùn kábíyèsí.
Ẹ jẹ́ gbóhùn kábíyèsí.
Àwọn táwọn sọ lélẹ́yìí o gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n ti dé Adigbe wọ́n ti dé Ọbádá ní civil defence estate ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n wà wọ́n ṣẹ̀kọ́ ẹran wọn dé ní láti Ọ̀yọ́.
This is the reality on ground.
Dá wàhálà lẹ̀ wọ́n ti dá ayé wa ní Àbúkàmbí o wọ́n dẹ̀ ti dé Ọbádá o.
Many people don't have access to this information, but they have been deprived of all this information, and some people still believe that, oh, we are making things up from the diaspora. Listen.
Ọjọ́ wo ló pe Aláàfin? Ọjọ́ wo ló pa Aláàfin? Àná. Okay, ó yá pa Aláàfin náà ká gbọ́n sí.
Wàhálà Fúlàní too much.
Wàhálà ẹ̀yin náà mo gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ọlọ́run.
Ẹ máa kó ní bíbá lónìí o. Àtẹ̀yìn àti ẹran yín o.
Fúlàní náà tó bá kò sí Yorùbá kò ní gbádùn kódà kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Fúlàní.
Ẹ máa kó kí la fẹ́ fi nọ́mbà ẹ̀ ṣe. Ẹ máa kó ẹran yín lónìí o. Oni náà lè máa kó no bí báyìí because allow
nǹkan tó bá ti jọ mọ́
màálù àfẹ́
wọ́n máa ń para wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a lè ṣe ń gbóni
ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ayé lóyìn o gbogbo ayé lóyìn.
ó ti ṣe wàhálà pẹ̀lú Sunday Igboho.
Kí ló kọ tiẹ̀ kí ló kọ tí
ṣé mo parọ́.
Kí ló kọ tiẹ̀.
kí o ti sọ Sunday Igboho alẹ́ yìí kí wọ́n ti pẹ́ òun.
ó norúkọ.
wọ́n ti kó ìjà kan ní ìgbà wọn ni kò sí wàhálà Sunday ní Igboho.
Wọ́n dín nǹkan ọmọ gbogbo ara màálù wọn wá sí civil defence ni o. Wọ́n ti dé àyìn wa ní Abẹ́òkúta ń bí o.
Ó ti lọ kọ̀ bá Sẹ́ríkì.
Ó ti lọ bá
Sẹ́ríkì kọ̀ bá Sẹ́ríkì ní ilé ó ti sí iná fún ilé ẹ̀.
Ó fi iná sí ilé ẹ̀. Ìyẹn Sunday Igboho.
Sunday Igboho ti sọ.
The next thing sí ni pé ẹ lọ kó ẹran yín. Ẹ lọ kó ẹran yín.
Torí àwa ó mọ̀ pé ẹran tí dúkìá kò dẹ̀dà kó loss àbí so àwọn kan wà bí tó jẹ́ sójà wọ́n jẹ́ ọlọ́pàá wọ́n wà aṣọ dáńbí tó civil defence.
Yorùbá
wàhálà yóò ti yé kẹ́ra ara ni lọ síwájú kẹ́ra máa dẹ̀rọ̀ lọ síwájú yóò ti yé yẹn kò jẹ́ ká ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
Eléyìí ní òun àti Sẹ́ríkì pé Sunday Igboho àti Sẹ́ríkì rẹ̀ ni wọ́n
jọ ń jà wàhálà ẹ̀ pọ̀ o.
Ìyẹn ò kàn wá.
Ṣé ń gbọ́? Ṣé ti ń gbọ́ o?
Àwọn wà tẹ́ ń wù tẹ́ máa dẹran wọnú oko wọn bàbá olówó wọn lọ́yọ̀ọ́ tẹ́ ẹ lọ pa tọ́ pa wọ́n tọ́ pa gbogbo wọn mi so tọ́ ń pa wọ́n òun ni ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n ń bára wọn fà lọ́yọ̀ọ́ kò kàn wá o. Kò kàn wá o. Àná pa wọ́n ìyá kan náà obìnrin wọ́n bá lóko kó pákí ẹ̀ wọ́n pa yan Fúlàní iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe kiri nìyẹn. Ẹ máa gbọ́ ní ìsìn ẹ máa gbọ́rọ̀ wọn. Wọ́n ní kó má dúró láàrin èèyàn ara wọ́n ní kó padà sílùú wọn.
Ní Facebook náà nǹkan tí mo gbọ́ sílẹ̀ nìyẹn.
àwọn ló jẹ́ ká ẹran jẹ nígbà ẹran ló kéré jù yàdá mi.
ta ló ń ṣílẹ̀kùn ẹ̀ Sunday Igboho gbé fóònù.
ẹ lọ kó.
kábíyèsí Ọ̀yọ́.
kábíyèsí Ọ̀yọ́ yẹn pé.
òun náà ni mo ní nọ́mbà rẹ̀ àmọ́ Sunday Igboho èmi ò ní nọ́mbà rẹ̀ o.
ó yá nọ́mbà bàbá Ọ̀yọ́ ọba Ọ̀yọ́ ló ní nọ́mbà ẹ̀ ó yá pé.
èmi òun náà ni mo ti gbé Ọ̀yọ́ mẹ́ta lọ.
Listen.
ẹgbẹ́ nọ́mbà bàbá Ọ̀yọ́ yẹn.
ẹ̀rọ nípa tá a fẹ́ bá àbọ̀ yọ sọ.
ẹ lọ kó ẹran yín láàrin bí báyìí sórí à ń fídíò yín ní ká ẹ lè mọ̀ pé àṣírí o a máa sẹ́ndì ẹ̀sìn tí ẹ bá ti kó federal government máa kó àwọn sójà wa máa di stop yín o.
ẹran kankan ò gbọ́dọ̀.
ẹ lọ kó ẹran yín àwo tẹ ẹ fẹ́ yín àfẹ́ yín ẹ fi tí ń ṣe tí káwa náà fi tiwa ṣe tiwa ẹ fi tí ń ṣe tí káwa náà fi tiwa ṣe tiwa o ẹ má kó ẹran wá síbí àfẹ́yìn o.
mi ò ti bàjẹ́ dúkìá gbogbo ọlọ́mọ ayẹ̀mí ó ń ṣe àjẹ̀lẹ̀ èmi máa ò fẹ́ rí ọ̀lẹ kọ́tà.
ọ̀lẹ
ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ẹ̀yin ọ̀gá Yorùbá wọn ni ó ní òun olóhùn máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ ó ní ọ̀lẹ olóhùn ò fẹ́ rí ọ̀lẹ onítọ̀ ọ̀lẹ kò lórí ìṣiṣẹ́.
ibo ni wọ́n ti rọlẹ̀ ṣé rọlẹ̀ bí ni àbẹ̀wò òdìdí wo ló ń sọ ẹni kẹ́kẹ́ ẹran yín kẹ́ máa lọ.
nítorí àìkọ́ èmi ọ̀ lọ ìwọ
ọlọ́run èmi ọ̀ lọ ẹ máa gbọ́ just listen. Some of these tapes you've never seen.
ṣètìlí pé yàn kéèyàn ni wọ́n ṣètìlí pé yàn kéèyàn ni wọ́n.
Here we are. Look at Malu jumping fences. You see, one jump fence. Look at.
eléyìí kó jáde ó tún jẹ oúnjẹ owó ò ní jáde.
You see that? Nigeria, 61 bloody fucking years after independence. Ìlú tó fẹ́ jẹ́ kémi àti ẹ̀yin ká máa gbé nìyẹn o. Ẹ tí rí nǹkan kan àìṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni o, àìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ tí rí nada. Ẹ ṣẹ̀ ń rí ẹ wò ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni. Ẹ tí rí nǹkan kan. Wẹ́ẹ̀ tí rí nǹkan kan. ẹ máa wó lọ.
To my greatest surprise, I am in Ijabode at the moment, and
listen to this.
I can see where soldiers are now leading the troop of Malu. Look at their vehicles. They are the one leading Malu of Buhari Moto, Buhari property. Look at all the home military men controlling Malu. It is a big shock to me that army now have turned to be a cattle rearers in Nigeria. Look at their hillocks. Look at their hillocks following hedges of Malu. Kasi, the president of Nigeria. It's a big shock to me. It's a big shock and embarrassment to Nigerian citizens. Thank you, God, for making us to be alive to see this. Amen.
A kú ojúmọ́ o, a káàárọ̀ o, ẹ káàsán o, ẹ káalẹ́ o. Ojú òní ti wà ní ṣìṣe o, àní sílẹ̀ tẹ o, àríró gbé sọ̀rọ̀ bí ò ṣe bí ọmọ o. Iye òbọ̀ òde lẹ́ẹ̀lérí lójú ọ̀tá lójú abínú ẹni. Gbogbo tí àwọn ọba wa ṣe, gbogbo òrìtàn rìn, gbogbo bọ́yẹ fẹ́ tà wá, ọlọ́ọ̀ba mi ó ti gbà á lọ́wọ́ wọn. Gbogbo ilé àwọn ọba láàmú yọjú sílẹ̀ ọkọ̀ọ̀kan tó bá ti tásìkò, ó kù pérégé tí wọ́n fi tẹ́. Gbogbo àwọn tó sọ̀pọ́tì Fúlàní tó rà mọ́yé màálù tọ́ọ̀ní náà ní lọ́dọ̀ àwọn Fúlàní ìlójó náà máa dìfẹ́ẹ̀dì wọn tó jó dọ̀rẹ́ Buhari. Gbogbo wọn pátápátá tó láàfin àti everybody wọn kò sẹ́ni tá a lè sọ pé a trust. Ṣùgbọ́n nípa kí màálù máa kú a ti ṣiṣẹ́ gan lórí ẹ̀, ó sì wà nílẹ̀ tá a sì ti test ẹ̀ tó ti wà ní tested okay.
ṣe ń gbọ́.
ṣe understand wa tested okay ni àwa ti mọ̀ a dẹ̀ ti mọ ibi tán ń lọ a dẹ̀ ti mọ ìrìn tán fẹ́ rìn a dẹ̀ ti mọ gbogbo ọ̀nà tán fẹ́ gbà ibi tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pápá nínú ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá yìí kán kóra wọn dé láti ògèrè náà páàkì ọmọ tírélà wọn sógèrè so wọ́n wá fẹsẹ̀ rìn wá wọ́pọ̀ gan o láti wọnú gbó pápá yẹn kán máa gbabẹ̀ yẹn lọ kán lọ tẹ̀dó sáwọn area yẹn ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tiwa ọwọ́ wa ká wọn so kódà àwọn nǹkan tá a gbà lọ wọn bíi oúnjẹ ìbàdí kankan àwọn oríṣiríṣi tó kó dání àgbà lọ wọn ó wà lára wọn nǹkan táwa náà fi mọ ojú wọn tó bá tó yá lẹ́yìn tó yẹ pé ìṣe lọ́lọ́ pa wọ́n lọ́lọ́ pé lọ́lọ́ ìkànnì wọn tó sá lọ wọ́n wọ́n náà wọ́n pe kódà gbogbo sójà náà ní nọ́mbà wọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọ̀gá sójà ṣùgbọ́n kò sí tó lè yọjú sí wa tá a fi yọjú wọn ní àti alẹ́ tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ jáwọ́ òru tilẹ̀ fi mọ́ ni tí a fi rẹ́yìn wọn so we kill them and we bury them so kò sí traces bá a ṣe máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọn nìyí so gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nípa ti mọ̀ọ́lù ẹ̀ tó gúrò gbọ́ ṣe ti gbọ́ ẹ̀ tó gúrò gbọ́ bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ bó ṣe pa àwọn mọ̀ọ́lù bó ṣe ń lọ bá a ṣe máa fi pa ibi tó kù àti fojú sọ gbogbo àwọn bí tí wọ́n ti ń ta mọ̀ọ́lù pátápátá tó pè ní kára tìbàdàn ní o tèkó ní o ti gbogbo ẹ̀ ní gbogbo bẹ̀ẹ́ náà láti pa gbogbo mọ̀ọ́lù òrùn bẹ́ẹ̀ àti gbogbo ẹran tó bá wà ń bẹ̀ ṣó ti yé yín iṣẹ́ òun bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà ẹ máa rí fọ́tò ẹ dẹ̀ máa rí fídíò rẹ̀ díẹ̀ ṣe ti gbọ́ torí ẹnìkan péré ni ó lọ tí ó lọ ju kíní ńlẹ̀ bí àdó báyìí ni gbogbo tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó gbẹ́mí mi tó jẹ́ nǹkan tó ń màálù ní o ewúrẹ́ ní o gbogbo ẹ̀ ló bá kú ṣó tó bá yá wọn kẹrù wọn kó ń bẹ káàbáyì tí má dán kúrò ń bẹ gbogbo máma kó màálù wọbẹ̀ nígbà àsìkò nígbàgbà yóò mọ kú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bó ṣe nínú ẹ ṣé o ẹ kú àdó tí odò àgbèwà o àkànbípa kẹ́rẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ni o iṣẹ́ sì ń tẹ̀ síwájú àwọn ìrìn àjò tọ̀sẹ̀ tí ó kọjá yìí nìyí ọ̀sẹ̀ tá a dẹ̀ mú yìí àwọn nǹkan kan náà látó fi ṣe a lọ fi ṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ tá a ṣe tì a sì ti gbà wọ́n ṣẹ́rù lọ́wọ́ iṣẹ́ tá a lè fi dáná sun bíríìjì láì lo ìbọn láì lo bọ́ọ̀mù àtàwọn kan àwọn bíríìjì yẹn náà lábẹ́ dé
láì lo bọ́ọ̀mù.
àrẹ́dì láti sọ pé a fi òpin sí ìrìn àjò Ìlọrin sí Jẹ́bà so àjàbí tó pa wá pọ̀ Èkó láwọn ibì kan tó pa wọ́n pọ̀ àjàbí nǹkan ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀kan lè mọ̀ pa à ń bínú lọ́wọ́ Yorùbá ló ní à ń bínú ṣùgbọ́n torí àwọn èèyàn wa tó wà níbẹ̀ a lè mọ́ tí ì dé tèkó torí àwọn alálẹ̀ kó ṣùgbọ́n èyí tó pa wá pọ̀ láti Àbújá sísàlẹ̀ yìí
àti
tí wọ́n fi lè wá tí wọ́n dò sókè tí wọ́n máa lọ́kọjá omi nínú Lọ́kọjá bridge ó máa di jíjá ó kù díẹ̀ ẹ ní sùúrù fún wa iṣẹ́ ń tẹ̀síwájú àkànbípa kẹ́rẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ni odò àgbèwà kò ní gbọ̀dálẹ̀.
Okay, on this note, I told you guys we're going to carry on tomorrow in episode 103 where we've paused it. So that others too can enjoy it. This is episode 102. 102 of the Bleeding Edge. The time in London is 22:58, almost approaching 2300. I know a handful will re-watch the stream. Have a date with me tomorrow. And we're going to start from where this stopped. Did you get it? We are going to start where this stopped so that those viewers that missed today's streaming can easily go back to today's episode to rewatch so that they can be up to date. Saturday, The Bleeding Edge, episode 102. Baba T. Let me post your comment. You said that's why the Fulanis are afraid. That's why the Fulanis are afraid to give up power. A southern president will expose so much so that Fulanis may be exiled from Nigeria. You might be wrong. You don't really know the deals they've struck. I know the deals they've struck, Babati. I'm not going to make it public. But watch out. I've been talking about the deals in parables a long time. Yes, in parables. As a very proud, undiluted, I repeat, proud and undiluted Yoruba conservative man. I told people I wasn't interested in the North. I wasn't interested in the East. I'm only interested in Yoruba land. Even in Yoruba land, let me tell you my preferences. First and foremost, I'm an Akure individual. So, the fact that my roots, my origin, my source, why I came into being was tied to Akure. I love Akure so much. And guess what? My children, despite the fact that they've not been to Akure, but you will see the pride of Akure in them. The pride is just the pride. Because Akure indigenes are very proud people. And I'm sorry to have to tell you, I am very proud. Akure indigenes don't tolerate any nonsense. And I don't tolerate any nonsense. Akure people are outspoken and they will defend themselves to the last. That is me. I don't care who you are. You might be Babangida, you might be Obasanjo, you might be... I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm sorry for that language. But first, I'm an Akure original. And if I have to develop anywhere, I'm not like Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Make no mistakes. If I have to develop anywhere in Yoruba land, I'm going to start developing Akure first. Then Ondo State. After Ondo State, then I will begin to look further into the rest of Yoruba nation. I won't leave Akure underdeveloped because let me tell you one thing. I knew the sacrifices my father paid. I knew the sacrifices Zede Bello paid. Zacchaeus Andrew Bello paid for Akure. And I'm not ready to jeopardize my father's sacrifices. Because had the political will was there, let me assure you guys, my brother, architect Olufemi Bello, Fembi, Odokpetu, he's got the master plan that our father designed for the entire Akure town. But the political will was not there. Fembi has still got the plan. Akure development plan. And if you look into this was not on, look, listen, there was nothing called CAD, computer aided design. Everything about that plan came out of my father's head. And if the political will was there, Akure, my home state, if you look at the plan, ZAB had, Akure should have been a mini London. Did you hear that? Akure should have been a mini London. I'm saying it because Femi Bello has got Akure development plan. Made up by Zede Bello. In the 60s. My brother is the current Odokpetu, and I know he's going to serve. I'm very confident. When I say confident about architect Olufemi Bello, I'm confident he's going to serve Akure well, more than his father did. Because it's always the prayers of my late father that ZAB used to say it, that it is always in his prayers that his children will be far, far more greater than himself. It is not only Zede Bello's children or the Bellos generally. We the Bellos are a blessed family. And if I choose to come back into this world again, which I doubt if I'm going to come back, I want to come back through my father if she's in the world. Genius, well respected by Chief Olufalaye. I'm telling you, I love my dad so much, so passionately. I love him because many of you don't know why. I'll tell you. This man, he had the opportunities in the 50s, way before Gowon, before Obasanjo. If my father was a rogue senior civil servant in the 50s, let me tell you something. I met someone. That man, my father made him. Alaji M.O. Akombi. My father was not interested in, never interested in properties. And whilst Zede Bello was alive, he said emphatically, what I owe each and every one of you, from the top to the bottom, I'll give. And that is education. He did. And that is why in my family, I'm not jealous of Femi Bello. I'm not jealous of Toye Bello. I'm not jealous of anyone. Or we are not jealous of ourselves, because just like Gordon Ramsay, he said he won't leave a dime as inheritance for any of us. And as a matter of fact, there was an unleft mortgage paid, unpaid mortgage on the house, because when my father was at Yaba College of Technology as the vice rector and the head of department, civil engineering and building, 1970 to 1980. And don't forget, between the years 1957 to 1963, yes, 1957 to 1963, Zede Bello was the chief town planning officer of the whole of the federating unit in that hopeless contraption. So when I speak and when I talk, I know exactly what I'm saying. Jakonde's father, I'm repeating this again. The town planning office used to be called PWD in the 50s under the British colonial rule. PWD. Jakonde's father used to report. Not Jakonde's father was an action group politician under Awolowo. My father was never into politics. You can never see me into politics. I'm not a politician. None of my, in fact, I'm the oddest person in the in my entire whole family, because many of my siblings, you won't hear anything about them. I'm the odd one out. I know there's nothing they can do to my siblings. My siblings were crazy. They were mad when I destroyed the Nigerian passport on fire. We're going to go into that at some point in time. They were not happy. And as a matter of fact, my brother, the architect, Fembi, flew all the way from Nigeria to England because of my actions. I had to explain reasons why I did it. I love my dad. I love my dad because the greatest thing ZAB gave equally to all his children is education, education, education. You remember when I streamed the Singapore experience? They were talking about education. This stream tonight, did you know exactly what? My beloved former mayor of London, Boris Johnson, now our prime minister, that I'm so much in love with, just like Tony Blair, said, education, education, education. But in the hopeless contraption that you lot are inside, education is nothing to all your tamper-over politicians. Go on was never interested in educating the Nigerian children. Remember Chief Obafemi Awolowo of great memory begged, maybe some of you don't know, begged Gowon to please educate Nigerian children. Rather than educate the Nigerian children, guess what Gowon said? The problem of Nigeria is not money, but how to spend it. That was insulting to me. Today, as I'm talking to you, do you know the literacy rate in Nigeria at the moment? It will stun you. I played a clip not too long ago. University students don't even know what BSc is all about. They don't know the meaning of BSc. BSc, Bachelor of Science, that I knew when I was 3 in social science, social studies in primary school. In primary 3, I knew from my studies in science in primary 3, I went to a free school under Chief Obafemi Awolowo's Western region. And that period in primary 3, I knew in science that light travels in a straight line. Because obviously I'm someone that has been extremely curious and I questioned everything. Don't blame me because it's just the way I have been molded. Had my father be alive today, let me assure you, I will still question him. Exactly the same thing I did to my father, my own children. They're doing it to me because, listen, my children, they questioned me every second. Even if I'm on the phone to them talking. And if I suggest something, they'll ask me, Daddy, why? They've taken over my life, basically, just like I did. Nigeria is a mess. It's a mess. You have to join me tomorrow. I don't know when I am going to be back up. I promised a handful that I'll be back up around 12:01, but you know I've got so many other things to do, so apologies for that. Terrorism, thank you. Esther Adeton Ewetuga JP. Let me post your comment, Esther. You said this Fulani are so much primitive. The best is division so that each can go their separate ways. Yoruba nation must stand. Yoruba nation is the answer. Esther Adeton Ewetuga JP, although you've reduced that, but I still, that's permanently stored in my medulla oblongata. Don't worry about that. You know what? I'm not going to go into the details of the questioned. Let me put it, I'm not going to go into the details of how you questioned my authority, especially in relations to your president, Muhammadu Buhari. If you want to join me tomorrow, guys, okay, let's give ourselves a date. When do you want me to come on air tomorrow? And I'm going to keep it. I need 4 people to tell me the time, depending on where you are. Because I've got people watching from the Far East, from America, from everywhere. But take into account GMT, Greenwich Meridian Time, London time. I want 4 people to suggest when you want me to come live tomorrow, and I will make it a date with you after midday. Because, listen, I'm not going to mention that caterer that cooks my a 40 row for me. So I'm picking up a 40 row that will last me another month. So all I need to do is row amala, row waka, eba, row inyo, because I'm a 40 row, I'm an Akure man to the core. And pounded yam and a 40 row means a lot to me. I love pounded yam and a 40 row. So I will be picking up my huge a 40 row from a caterer. If you're my Umobodo, you've just posted 4 p.m. Is that 4 p.m. UK time? If you're by, I'm posting everything. You said 4 p.m. will be superb. Will you join at the time? Is a question. And will you share? Okay, here we are. Thank you very much. Esther Adetun Iwetuga JP. I love my dad. And I know, you see, I miss him so much. And I see him in my dreams all the time. Yeah. All the time. Especially when I'm in difficulty. You see, I see him in dreams. And when I see him in dreams, it's not like he's dead. It's like we are normal. We talk to ourselves in my dreams when I see him. Like, I don't even, it doesn't occur to me that, oh, my dad is dead. We're just talking and the rest of it. I love him to bits and pieces. And maybe because a lot of people believed I look exactly like him, and one of my children looked exactly like me. So if that my child look exactly like me, that means don't let us go into that. Yes, Zede Bello. He's made a lot of people. A lot. Many children, many teenagers that were unable to become civil engineers, he opened their brains. I remember there was a time I was actually preparing, because I was an administrative officer at Mainland Institute of Technology, MIT, in Lagos, a vocational institution that my late father established for young teenage Nigerians who failed school cert, but they cannot gain admission into the Yaba College of Technology or the University of Lagos. And then, you know, in those days, the system will just subjugate those caliber of students. So ZAB looked into the problems, and obviously, having been an educationist himself and somebody that was trained, he was academically gifted, and he believed no, society should not just run down these individuals, that they could end up being good products. And I tell you what, I'm very proud that in the UK today, in the 70s, early 70s, 3 of my dad's vocational institution, Mainland Institute of Technology, MIT, in Ilupeju, Lagos, are professors of civil engineering. I've been saying this. And I met with these guys. But they were so grateful, even to my dad in his grave. Now, this is now boiling down to legacy. They are lecturers and they are equally consultants. One of them is a consultant to Ovo Arab. Lecturers at 3 different Ivy League institutions in the United Kingdom. And these were people that failed school cert. But they've made it. I was speaking to someone. I'm not going to mention that person. And that person yesterday needed my help. And I said, don't worry. You don't have to pay me. I'm going to pump everything about how you can set up this same thing I'm doing. I said, I taught myself, but the technology and the knowledge was with me. Don't worry. I will do it free of charge. This person is in the UK. I'm not going to mention. And he's gone round and round, and people were just tossing him around. And I said, okay, don't worry. The next 2 weeks, I will have a time for you. And I'm going to teach you. And if I teach you, you will do it yourself. And people will see exactly. And why should I have to hide it? Alaja Falake Alawiye, Pedro Osabuhen. Thank you. My darling sister, listen, should I marry you or what? You're such a gem, Alaja Falake Alawiye, and I love that name so much. How many people do you remember Alawiye Publishers? Okay, many don't know. I've talked about publishing before, and the fact that Ibadan was specifically created by the British as a mini Oxford, and many of the small indigenous local publishers such as Onibonje, Alawiye Publishers were stationed in there, just like Macmillan's, Evans, and the rest of them. Many of you don't know history. Alaja Falake Alawiye said, Yoruba nation now. Thank you, Alaja Falake Alawiye. I don't know if I should toast you to marry me. You're such a beautiful woman and a sweet one, for that matter. Yeah, Alaja Falake Alawiye, for your information, was with the Yoruba Nation Now movement under the leadership of Engineer Tajuddin Rahim, and we were together at Peckham. In fact, I respected this woman so much that she brought her granddaughter, and we were together and we rolled together. I love you. I love you, Alaja Falake Alawiye. You are such an incredible woman, and you have all my heart. intentions. Honestly, you've done it out of pure passion and your love for Yoruba nation. And I love you for it. And God will bless you. Allah will bless you. You, your children, and your generations that are yet unborn will never lack. They will excel. No harm is going to fall on them. It is well with you, because there are certain things people will do to me that will trip me. I challenged you. I challenged you on my live stream that will I see you, and you came. I love you. I love you, Alaja Folake Alawiye. Honestly, I love you. You're one. I could give my entire whole heart to you. Yeah. Somebody, you can hear my phone ringing. They're not giving up. You see, my phone disappeared. Guys, let's bring the stream to an end. Thank you for watching the stream, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Thank you, guys.